Number 2, we can do this! Let's do it together!
Looking across all of Gamma 1 and 2's animations, I started realizing why they're so good. And it's more than just technical quality, which they do have, but so do other characters. It's the extra care and attention put into the choreography and cinematography that just takes these guys to another level. It's the same reason why Goku and Vegeta's LF is so good. I should really cover those guys. Wasn't I going to? Moving on. Now I usually try to fit the small animations in other sections for the sake of time, but being a tag character, they are going to need their own section. Starting with their cover changes, and I hope you can see what I mean about the camera movements. We start by flying in, following a ki blast as it's coming at Gamma 1, into a close-up shot that transitions us into following Gamma 1 as he flies through the air dodging the blasts. And the sense of movement they're able to create here is fantastic. I also have to mention the detail put into the timing here. This is a very quick animation that's supposed to have a sense of speed, but if it moves too fast, it can all feel like a blur. What they did is hold on strong poses with a memorable silhouette for just long enough to give it impact, then move very quickly into the next pose to preserve the sense of speed. And I haven't even mentioned the effects yet. The blast itself looks incredible with the rugged shape to it instead of being perfectly smooth. And I don't even have to mention all of the effects going on here, but the lightning is so good. This is a very small detail, but the orange sparks go well with the red explosion at the end to keep the colors interesting. See, I told you these were some detailed animations. Now, Gamma 2's might seem a bit simpler since there's not as much movement, but don't worry, there's still a lot going on here. First of all, we have this shield which looks amazing. The cracked texture is so unique. Then this impact is used to quickly switch between these two drastically different, basically opposite poses, which is very satisfying. Then we get this amazing second shield, which again contrasts the first by being very smooth. There is so much detail put into the impact of the blast on the shield. There's the obvious standard kind of impact, which is great, but every impact also sends a ring pulsing through the shield like a ripple in water. Just incredible. Quick mention of their Rising Rush poses. Gamma 1's is alright, nothing too crazy, he's just kinda pointing. But Gamma 2's? Now that's a unique and memorable Rising Rush pose. Very cool. Their windscreen is very nice. The poses have a lot of personality and the movement is very smooth. The follow-through of Gamma 2 leaning on Gamma 1 is also very satisfying. Fun fact, Gamma 1 actually has a unique windscreen for after they use Core Breaker. It's nothing crazy, but it's a cool detail. Though it would have been funny if he had the same windscreen, but Gamma 2 was just Stalin'd out of it. Gamma 1's strike is simple, but there's good follow-through and weight in each hit. Slowed down, you can see he really just bops the fuck out of the enemy. Gamma 2 coming in is nothing special at this point, but it's still a nice detail that makes tag characters feel special. Until I slowed it down, I didn't even realize that Gamma 2 does an entire front flip drop kick on the enemy. His jabs aren't too impactful, but the pause in the middle does add a lot of interest in terms of timing. Also, this really doesn't matter, but in both sets of jabs, the first hit, and only the first hit, use the exact same pose. It's not a knock against the animation, just a really interesting detail I noticed. Also, I think it's a lot more impactful when Gamma 1 comes in here, because the pose of them punching together is very cool. But also, what is Gamma 1 even hitting? Gamma 1's blast has a nice and unique pose that stands out well amongst other blasts. And the effects of the blasts are also very nice, and I'm not going to complain again about the impact still being yellow. The pose of Gamma 2's doesn't stand out as much to me, but it's still nice. I think they had trouble making readable poses with their capes blocking most of their body. And all of the things I said about the effects still apply, but blue. But someone didn't. Oopsie. Gamma 2's effects appear as he's still raising his gun. That's going in an animation details video and you can't stop me. I'm not crazy about this animation, but I do appreciate how well executed it is. The timing is very nice and there's a lot of specific detail put into the movement of the hands. They didn't reuse poses where they very reasonably could have. You can tell they went all out on what is really a simple animation. I'd say Gamma 2's is a bit of a fancier animation that is also very well done. The movement is so smooth and satisfying, and the effects are a nice touch. Also, this does come up sometimes, but Legends doesn't reuse animation data from other games or movies. This animation is obviously taken from the movie, but I can basically guarantee that it was made from the ground up specifically for Legends. There's a lot of technical reasons why, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it, because if I took the time to explain it, the viewer retention graph would probably make me cry. I absolutely love the amount of detail put into Gamma 1's movements, the extra bits of flair and the weight put into his movements, and the effects speak for themselves. Absolutely fantastic, and so is the impact. This is a very nice animation. This animation is so good. The sense of movement and the way he moves closer to the camera as he flies. The spin in the middle and changing his pose for the last two shots also does a lot to keep the animation interesting. And sorry if you can never unsee this, but a small detail. A lot of the time in this game to imply movement, they just rotate the background. If you look for it, you can actually see it a lot. The effects here are amazing, the bullets all look really nice, and I like the way this one shines and turns the background black to act almost as an impact frame. Then we get this amazing shot at the end, and there's so much detail in the way the blast moves and grows. It's so well done, and we even get a small detail of his gun smoking at the end. Wait, actually his finger clips into his wrist. Trash animation.
Don't do it! What is the time? Number 2!
And now we finally get to their legendary finish. You initiate Core Breaker by tag switching into Gamma 2, and so we start with a shot of Gamma 2 flying in, which is a nice detail. Now for context on how animations in this game keep getting better and better, especially from a technical standpoint, Legends mainly uses entirely different head models that are swapped out for different expressions. Then in specific special moments, characters might have gotten animated eyelids or mouths, but this used to be very rare. So when we get animations like this one now where Gamma 2's face is fully animated, I am very impressed. And I don't even know what I could say about the effects here. There is simply too much to mention and it looks incredible. And remember that effects like this don't just happen on their own. I think we should appreciate the effort put into every single layer and individual effect here. It's incredible. This moment where Gamma 2 leans forward towards the camera is extremely well animated, and there is a great sense of speed as he flies off, helped by some great effects. This animation is ridiculously high quality, and we haven't even gotten into the real thing yet. When the attack does start, we get another very well thought out shot. We look down on the enemy from very high up, then move to reveal Gamma 2. And again, we don't have enough time to cover all of these effects, but the colors, the aura around Gamma 2, just incredible. The extreme expression here is so good, and we zoom into his glowing eyes as the camera pulses and shakes. And again, the effects emphasizing the speed and power as Gamma 2 zips out of sight. We get this fiery cone around him and the detail of the bright glow in his eyes and pulses of yellow around the screen. We shakily zoom in and cut to the impact where Gamma 2 is simply a blur of light now. This impact is incredible, and this shot is so good as it uses Gamma 1's reaction to show how much power is in this fiery explosion. And I truly have no words for just how cool this part is. I mean, the way it explodes into a blinding pink and collapses into an unstable fiery orange is just incredible. The lighting, the effects, everything is just so well done here. Then the dust settles, and we get some incredible new technology for Legends. Floors. The floor was actually there earlier as well, but this was funnier. Gamma 2's lifeless body lays there, still releasing bursts of electricity. He then fades into dust that then shines in the sunlight of a brighter future. An incredible, dramatic moment.
Bro, it's fucking dead.
How can I not give them anything but a 9 out of 10? Part of me really wanted to give them a 10, but I didn't feel like it was quite there. But it was very close. Also, if you're still watching, please let me know if you like these kinds of longer videos. It would really help me out to know. And thank you for watching.